Hello everyone, Giltar here with another video in which I'll be going over some of my thoughts of the upcoming model kit, the Real Grade RX-782 Gundam, which is a 1:144 scale model kit. It's a product that Bandai is basically promising to implement perfect grade and master grade type engineering, which is very ambitious in my opinion. However, from all the promotional information that's been steadily fed and leaked out to us over the last several months, personally, I'm having a more difficult time not believing Bandai's sort of promotional machine. Now, that still, it's anyone's game. Right now, we don't know anything for sure. We're just seeing really nice photographs of the product in parts. The product as an assembled model, straight builds, detailed builds, but you know what, ultimately I'll only believe it once I see it for my own eyes, when I have the model kit in my hands, and when I'm able to assess it, then I'll believe it. But again, like I said, I'm having a very difficult time not believing what Bandai is promising. So let's take a look at a couple of things here. Now, these photos are sourced from Ni Kyung's blog. They're from hobby magazines, but I just want to go over some of the details that I've noticed and think are pretty interesting. First of all, I want to sort of note here that on a previous video of mine regarding the Real Grade Gundam, I pointed out some gaps in the legs of the armor, and here we see that the gaps are due to articulation, or at least rather due to a design that allows articulation. Now, Black vs. Gun commented at least on one occasion where he said that he thought that the gaps would probably be because of articulation of moving parts, and the thing is, he called it right spot on. So great job, Black vs. Gun, you totally got that right. Another thing here that I like is just sort of some close-up photography of the hand units, the manipulators, and they do show master grade style design, where we have a ball joint for the thumb, a ball joint for the index finger, and then a single ball joint for the grouped fingers of the middle, ring, and pinky fingers. And I believe the wrist, I think, is hinged, the peg there. So very, very interesting design implementation. Next up, just some comparison shots of the various 1:144 scale models, with the Real Grade being in the center. The accessories, the shield beam rifle, Piper bazooka. It shows 4 beam saber hilts, so I'm assuming these 2 up here are for basically storage on the backpack, and purely for, well, not maybe purely, but really meant for the visual appearance on the model. And then when you want to equip the beam sabers with the model, then you use these 2 alternate beam saber hilts, which have 1 peg each for securing it into the hands, which is quite nice. Comparison of the Real Grade Core Fighter to the previous high grade Universal Century Core Fighter. Really tiny miniature of Amuro Ray, which I saw a photograph recently of the model, or miniature, or whatever you want to call it, figurine, painted, which is really impressive when you consider how small it is. Next up is just some really nice photography of sort of a half-assembled inner frame. On this side of the body, we just see basically the skeletal structure frame, and then on this side of the body, we see extra parts added on to make it resemble more like a master grade or perfect grade inner frame, which is a little more robust. Something else I noted up here is that the eye pieces here are transparent, just like in a master grade or perfect grade model, and there's an interior yellow piece that provides the yellow pieces for the head Vulcans, which is really, really cool, though at the same time I'm thinking how small those pieces are, and even though this is great, I'm just trying to think of how tough the build process might be at certain points where you have to handle extremely small pieces of plastic and put them in, in fairly precise ways. Next up, just more articulation demonstration of the model. It's very interesting to see that the Bandai is sort of keeping a consistent level of sort of attention to detail of the construction of the model kit, because as you can see here in the sort of jetpack or backpack of the Gundam, there's some internal pieces that are that you normally don't see in a high grade or a 1:144 scale model kit. Usually you just get large pieces, you snap them together, then you have like a backpack. Here it actually shows what appears to be some sort of inner-like structure, so that's pretty interesting to me. More details, a lot of photos we've seen before. Another photo of the Gundam, another close-up of the leg articulation and the shifting armor parts. Close-up of the face, inner frame on the runner or tree. And finally, one more thing that I wanted to point out because I thought it was quite interesting. The beam rifle itself has a sort of a partial inner frame here. As you can see, the back of the stock, the component here can be removed, the outer casing, which is really cool. It's something I saw in the Master Grade F91 model kit, where the beam rifle, you sort of built it up. It wasn't like two halves of a gun or anything. You actually had to insert or put on other pieces around it, so it did have a kind of an inner frame, and we're seeing the same thing here in the real grade model kit, which is interesting. And I think here what these photos are demonstrating is that the core fighter is transformable, and the only parts you have to remove off of the model are the landing gear bits. Everything else is transformable, so I think that's pretty cool too. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know what else to say about this right now. I guess for some time now, just like most of you guys, I've been aware of the real grade model kit. I've been really excited about it, but it was always at the back of my mind, and it wasn't until the last week or so that I realized all of a sudden, we're almost at the end of June, we're into July almost, and what does July mean? Real grade RX-782 Gundam, and for me, that's the most anticipated product of this summer for me. And there are a lot of great things coming out, and I'm loving all this stuff, though it's really hard on my wallet. Kawa Pen mentioned in a previous video, he put in the comments section that this month and next month are going to be huge drains to his wallet, and I can definitely relate. For me, ever since May and through to July and possibly August now, with another couple of pre-orders I've just recently placed, it's sort of a steady barrage of charges to my account because I'm spending all this money, so it's crazy. But this is really insane. Like, the real grade Gundam, it's promising so much, and to be honest, I'm finding myself believing Bandai. I'm like, yes, I totally believe what you're feeding me, what you're selling to me in these promotional bits of information here. But I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking with all this information, I'd be hard pressed not to, to be honest, even if it's not as perfect as I think it might be, I think this will be a very, for the most part, a very successful product. I think for the most part, Bandai can deliver what it's saying it's doing with this real grade lineup. And I'm thinking, like I said in my, in a previous video of mine, where basically I'm seeing the real grade as this next evolutionary step in Bandai's model kit lines. And I have to ask once again, what does that mean for Master Grade? What does that mean for Perfect Grade? Because if we can put such great engineering in this 1:144 scale model kit, personally, if that happens, once I get this model and I discover what it offers, then I'm going to expect a lot more from Master Grades, because Master Grades are good, Perfect Grades are good, and they've been offering some really nice innovations. But honestly, I'm a big 1:144 scale fan. I'm a big high grade Universal Century fan. And I've commented before, whether in reviews or in other areas, leaving comments or video responses, I really do think that the high-grade Universal Century line has made some dramatic sort of leaps and bounds forward in the last several years. I think, I probably said this before, if I didn't, well, I'm saying it now, but as far as I've seen things, from the Yagdoga in the high-grade Universal Century lineup, came out a couple of years ago, from that model kit forward is like the latest sort of current wave of high-grade Universal Century design templates, and really great stuff going on there. But then again, if the real grade is successful, what does that mean for the higher grades? Will Bandai have to sort of step up their game in those areas? Because I think if the real grade is everything that it says it is, I think a lot of fans like myself are going to want more or expect more. And the thing is, a real grade is its own line, it's its own grade. But like I said before, I mean, if we get packed so much design and engineering sort of ability in a 1:144 scale, in that size and that small frame, we should be able to do a lot more in a 1:100 scale model kit or a 1:60 model kit. But anyways, it's just 10 minutes of me sort of going on about the Real Grade and how excited I am. Definitely, I think the Real Grade is going to be my hobby or model kit product of the year. And possibly, I might even consider it my model kit product of the decade, because if it's successful, then I see it as the first step in a new direction for Bandai to go in, because this is just extraordinary. So, anyways, I hope you guys are feeling as excited as I am about this product. If you have any thoughts about it, please leave a comment. Even better yet, do a video response. Share some of your own thoughts, enthusiasm, or cynicism about the Real Grade model kit. As usual, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got something out of it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.